So I will start the
Can you
recording.
hear me, Claire?
And yeah, I can hear you. So we will start with Ostara today.
Oh, wonderful.
We are
Okay.
going. It's awesome. So we would like to look at the fears that can keep us in a survival and sabotage our growth and our wealth as well, our success. So those are fear of poverty, fear of ill well-being, fear of losing love, fear of aging, fear of death, and fear of criticism. So I'm going to write them down. So these are instructions for anyone to try this at home for yourself and see how it goes. So I will write it down on one side. And when I do this, I don't know which one is which one. So I'm kind of like, we call these blind constellations. So fear of ill well-being. Fear of poverty, fear of losing love. Fear of aging. That one is kind of like coming up for me lately. It's so interesting. It's like, because like some of the previous phases in my life are over, and so it's kind of like, wow, this will never be back. Like, I will not have my own baby again. It's kind of like fear of death.
Hey, Claire.
Yes.
I'm in Reno, Nevada, and we're waiting for the hotels to open up room so we can go get a hotel.
Okay.
And you sound kind of choppy, and I'm wondering, is anyone scared, or is it just where I am?
What is it? I didn't understand. You were breaking.
Yeah, you sound choppy. Is that because of where I am, or is anyone else getting that too?
Are you guys hearing me choppy?
You're clear. Totally clear for me.
It's probably where you are, Ostara. Can you move a little bit or no?
Okay. No.
Yeah, no, you are choppy. I don't hear you, love. I don't hear you.
Okay.
So you are in and out. Like, I just saw your lips moving, but I didn't hear you. So should we go? Should we go with someone else first and see when you move? Should I go with someone else first, or Stara? Yeah. I didn't get it. I will have to go with someone else until we can hear you better, okay? And you can hear me better. Otherwise, it's like too blind, too blind. I don't hear you. I don't see you. Okay, can someone else go then before Ostara finds a spot?
Sure, I can go.
Okay. Okay, Stella. So I'm going to change this one. I will put them in front of me. Let me mix them up first, just in case I remember. And so I will put them in front of me. gosh, I'm kind of trembling. Like from fear already. Oh, wow. And so choose a color for yourself, Stella. Which one do you like?
Red.
Red, okay. And so, you know, you can set an intention in yourself or say it out loud. You know, what would you like to release or align or balance out or harmonize with looking at one of these fears that are affecting it? So in a way, like, what is the outcome that your intention to get out of this? You have it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I am trembling, but I started at even like when I already put them out. So I want to see like which one is the strongest. My heart is pounding. Okay, this is pounding pretty much. This is calmer. Yeah, this is definitely calmer. The first one, my heart is pounding. Here's calmer. Oh, this one I tremble the most probably now. To the point I want to cry a little bit. Let me see. I will just test the other ones. This one is better again. This one is okay. Oh, this one gives me. This one I don't want to look and I get a headache. It's kind of interesting though, because I don't feel so much fear here. And I don't have so much of the trembling, but I close my eyes and I don't want to look. So let me see. So this one gives me, oh, again, oh, so the trembling, shaking, and I want to cry here. And that one gives me, like I don't want to look. So which one would you like to look at?
Well, I will look at everyone where I'm like reacting, or like you were reacting for me.
Yeah.
So that was like, so, and I absolutely want to look at what I don't want to look at. Totally, yeah, I want to look at that.
I know you, yes. So can you choose a color for the outcome that you wanted, for the intention?
Yeah, get orange.
Okay. So I will put it here. But it's amazing, like when I step out, my legs are trembling just with the presence of these. It's amazing. I don't think it's, just you, because it started before we started. But it's, wow. I don't know if I made sure that this is highlighted. Spotlight. Here. Okay. Okay, so here. So when I look at the outcome, wow. And I look at the outcome, I have to go through this one. And this one is like, I want to cry a little bit, you know, I wanted to cry here a little bit. And so I think that the outcome you wanted is probably connected more to this one. This one is still there. I don't see the connection though. So that's interesting information. So, okay. Ooh. All right, so. Yeah, the way through fear is, you know, just to go through it anyway and feel it and find some way to acknowledge it and find some way to harmonize it with love. So let me see. We'll uncover it, which one it is. Oh, wow. It's fear of well-being. It's fear of well-being. So I don't know if you see it, you probably don't see it on the camera, but I'm shaking. My whole inside is shaking. And I'm just holding, I'm just allowing it. And I'm looking at the outcome, and it feels like very difficult to actually to go there. I would like to step there, like kind of like fly there and ignore this, like kind of like jump over it, but I don't think I will be able to do that. So okay, so I will step on the fear of well-being, ill well-being. And I'm looking at the outcome. And I just acknowledge it. I just acknowledge that I have this. I had this fear of ill well-being. And I am willing to own it now. I see it. I'm willing to step into it and to love myself, to love it. So that I can get to you. Let me see how that one feels. So now the energy is here in my forearms. Ugh. So I don't know if what this symbolizes to you, you know, but I just had to go through the fear, through recognizing it and loving myself despite of loving that as well. And then the outcome invites it. The outcome is okay, it invites it, but I had to move through some kind of like big like nausea, like throwing up even, you know, like it was a big energetic step. And now I'm calming down, the shaking is calming down. It's definitely a process, seems like, just to go through it and to align it, to see it, to love it, to allow it, and to integrate it into the outcome. One just has to allow the energetic shift in the body and the discomfort to realign and integrate. So, and now that I did that, I'm willing to look, actually, I want to look at that one. It's very different now. It's interesting that can you see me here? Yeah. So it's very different than what I felt before. Like before, I didn't want to look. I felt kind of like blocked here. But now I feel like, oh, let's look at it. It's a very loving position where I'm coming of curiosity and openness. I don't have the trembling either now. Like I'm ready. I'm ready to look at this one. So let's see. Oh, okay. Fear of losing love. Losing love. I just feel very tender now, kind of like. It really feels here like this very tender, like loving the inner child, like loving the self, loving especially loving the little Stella. Like it feels like that, like losing love towards the inner child, towards the innocent little being. But here I'm so tender, like I'm so tender, so open, so loving already. So it seems like this one I am through already. Let me go to that side just to check. Maybe it had something to do with that position. No, I can absolutely just love it. So from here, Stella, like it really feels like you should just go and like do something loving, like sit just with this what was discovered. Maybe not even continue other people's constellations, but it feels that this would be like very good for you now to take time for this, for integration of this. It was little, it was short, but I think it's big because in my body it felt like pretty significant and big. And this is very, very sweet now. So how is this for you now? How are you?
It makes perfect sense. The first, and in the connection to the outcome, that makes perfect sense. That the one with the fear of losing love feels more not like the fear of losing love for myself or my inner child, but the inner child's fear of losing love. And that I feel strongly. When I say that, it's like I love my inner child, but the inner child's lack of love when she was small, that is really, yes, apparently that's what it's about. And how she was fighting for trying to get some of that love. So yeah,
so
it really
makes sense because like when I got there, I was like very like tender already, kind of like so like wanted to scoop her, like yes, very good. Yeah.
And then I also, but so those two make sense, but I still wonder if there's something, you don't have to turn it around if it's not necessary, but if you could just check on the first one and see if it still evokes something where it like calm down with this too.
I didn't feel it before. Okay, let me see. there's a little bit of pounding of my heart for sure. But it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like when someone is like in a fight, you know, it's that kind of fighting, kind of like this, like I have to fight. So it's not a fear that would stop me. It's a fear that I am actively dealing with, you know, like I am actively already dealing with that. So kind of like adrenaline runs high here. Let me look at that, which one it is. Let me see these others again. No. No. Nothing with this, so it's interesting. So this one I'm like tackling already, you know, like it feels like a bull that I'm tackling already, like I'm actively working with that. Let me see what it is. Oh, fear of criticism. That makes sense. You're tackling it.
Yeah, makes total sense.
Okay. Yeah, it's like it doesn't stop me, you know, like I'm working with it. I'm working, I'm tackling it for sure. So that's good to acknowledge too, you know, like I'm super, like in this one I show up very brave. I'm definitely working with that, definitely tackling it. I'm kind of like in the hero kind of, you know, kind of like, I got this, you know, I got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. We can integrate it as well. Yeah, I think this feels complete. This is very good. I recommend you sign off now.
Well, you are my shaman, so I will go with what my shaman says. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. That was great.
Okay, so I'm going to mix them up.
Great. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Okay, where's
Clara.
Are you able to hear us now? Good.
I think so. Yes, I can hear you quite well.
Let me mix them up. Let me mix them up.
I'm going to go. You want to hear this? Now and 11:30 because I go to work at 11:30.
Okay, dear. So let's see. You should be able to do it too. Like when I put them out there, I wonder, like, is it me? You know, I feel the fear, but only like when they are all of them out there. It's so strange. I think it might be me. Okay, so choose a color for yourself, Ostara, and choose a color for the outcome you would like.
That blue that's hanging down. Is that blue? No, under. Yeah, that one.
Okay, that's for you, or the outcome,
The dark blue.
or the dark.
No, not that blue. The other blue. There you go.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay, that is
Is that
you?
blue?
Yeah, this is blue.
Yes.
This is you?
Yes, that's me.
Okay, and which one
Yes.
for the outcome?
Let's go with green.
Okay. You know your outcome? Do you like this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like it.
So you know what the outcome is, okay? That you want, whatever result you would like, and we will see like which
Okay.
years do you need to go through to be able to get there. Ready? Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, good. So I'm so calm actually. Oh, okay, there's a little bit now something. Let me see. Interestingly, like I have this one like turned the other way. Oh no, that one is too. Here I feel a little bit of um, like in the power center, like in the solar plexus, I feel a little knot. But I don't have like the shaking. So let me see here. Oh, it's so different. So it's moving already. I didn't even discover them yet, or uncover them yet. But it's moving from the knot here. It's now a little bit lower. But I'm already kind of like aligning them all somehow. And then towards here, I get a little bit now kind of like a diarrhea, kind of like I need to release. I think it's this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. So now it's down here, it's more like diarrhea. Like I need a release. But I don't feel it in my heart chakra. I don't feel it here. Which is awesome. Like it's on its way out already. Yeah, this is this one, I think. Oh, fear of losing love. This one feels though like other people though. Doesn't feel like what we had before.
Other people? What do you mean by that?
It doesn't feel like family. It feels like other people. It feels like your audience maybe, or that's how it feels like fear of love of your audience.
Oh.
Like people that are, it's not your inner child. It's not family. It's like the audience. So, okay.
Sounds like the last bit of work.
It is.
It sounds like the last bit of work that needs to be done, yeah.
Yeah, because like
I've been going,
It's interesting because you did. I felt so calm actually with all
Yeah,
of
I've been doing a
it.
lot of
Like,
deep work.
just like a little knot, and then as I like went through it one more time, it moved down. It's just the last one to really. So I'm going to hold it like this. I'm going to imagine audience. And I'm just going to acknowledge it, I am fearful to lose your love. I'm fearful of losing your love. And so I imagine now to look, each one in the eyes. Of course, I'm not going to look everyone, but let's just several. I'm fearful of losing your love. And the thing that I'm doing at the same time is like I'm saying that and acknowledging it, and at the same time I'm loving myself. See like how I feel this is like warming up, right? So every time I'm saying I'm fearful of losing your love, there's this amazing like warmth that I feel in my heart, like radiating. I'm fearful of losing your love. And it's now I'm getting a little bit teary, but at the same time, I want to laugh too. Just moving through it. I'm fearful of losing your love. And there is like this deep honoring of them and myself as well. And the work that we are doing, like this deep honoring of the work, of the service that I'm providing. And I'm so committed to that. I'm so committed to that. And acknowledging that I'm fearful of losing the love, it's now kind of like becoming smaller because I'm becoming present to how determined and committed I am to my service. So with whoever that is, we are both looking at that. And there's like this seriousness now. Yeah, it's like I'm acknowledging that, and I think I'm moving through that, and I'm becoming present how committed I am to the service, and that is helping me actually. It kind of, losing the love becomes insignificant when I'm so present to that service. So now I'm like present to my service, and it's kind of like the service is like in the middle. So it's me, service, and then the audience, like someone from the audience. And I'm committed to the service. And now they can step into that and benefit from the service, or they can take from the service, but it's up to them. They may do it or not. It's up to them. My commitment is to the service. With the best I can, seriously, with the best integration, the best of my knowledge, best of my showing up. That's my commitment. And now that I got that, I'm kind of like, I'm done with the fears. It's like fears, all of them integrated, and I'm like, I can have this. It's not that I ignore the fears. I went through them all, I integrated them all, and I can have this now. It's almost like the fears are my allies, like like the fears that I tamed is like my beast that I can ride, you know, they're my ally. It's cool.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I would like that too.
Oh, your work is so beautiful.
Thank you. Well, you know, this is all for you. This just showed up because you showed up and did this. So my fears are my allies and the beasts that I ride on. Yeah, that's powerful. Okay, this feels aligned and good. Do you like the outcome? Will
Very
that-
much.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. Anyone else who would like to go? Rita, would you like to go since you need to go?
Sure would.
Okay, let me mix them up again.
Both of them.
What?
They have both been beautiful for me.
Oh, good. Good, good. Okay. Choose a color for yourself, Rita.
I'm feeling magenta today. Is there anything that's kind of halfway between pink and purple? That sounds good.
This one? Okay. And the outcome?
The outcome, let's make it that lovely turquoise.
But you don't know what might be said about them.
Oh, let me mute her. She may not know. Okay. So, oh my gosh, like this feels so different. It's amazing. So I feel it now here in my like lower back. And it's like this one. It's just like my like back is like laying or like breaking. And see, like I face it like this with my back. Is it just this one? Let me see. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Not sure about this one. I feel it a little bit, but this one is just, oh my gosh. The first one is like, feel it in the balls, like in the back and in my hips, in my lower back, even like between my shoulders. Yeah, this one is like paralyzing me. Even though like here I'm not aware of it, like I'm not shaking, you know, but it's, yeah, look at me, like how it's just like twisting me and I cannot move freely. Okay, so I'm going to uncover that one. Oh.
Yep, that's done.
Oh gosh, fear of poverty. Fear of poverty. Um, like what I'm seeing here is I see people too. They are not audience though, but they are. I think they are poor people, you know. And they're not my audience, but I love them, and like there is some kind of loyalty, like a lot of love, compassion, loyalty. I want to be there to be able to serve them, even though even though they are not my audience. I want to be there to serve them. Yeah, and I'm kind of like I watch them and I see the desperate situation, and they're like no way coming out of it. And it's heartbreaking. Like it looks like desperate, like there is no way out when I watch them. And I just want to be able to shower them with my love, no matter what. Like kind of like recognizing the desperate situation and there is no way out, and I want to be there to serve with my love. And now I feel the stomach thing, so, and the stress. I feel the stress now in my solar plexus. And I think I need to uncover this one now too. Fear of criticism. So this one. So I could just, I could be like on the floor, like throwing up, like just like, like releasing, like it's so painful, so like there's so much sourness that would come out through me, out of me, just like sour, like a sour throw up, even like bubbling sour throw up, like all of it, even like maybe diarrhea, like the sourness would be like, it would be like an acid around me. Like a puddle of sour throw up and diarrhea. And I'm looking at the outcome now. And actually here I feel like I just need to step into the outcome. It doesn't feel like I have to integrate it. It feels more like I had to acknowledge the first one and I had to release the second one. And I'm like literally saying like, I'm going straight for that. I'm claiming this. I'm claiming this. I have to claim this first. It's interesting that when I claim it, then I invite the fear of poverty then it can be with me. It's okay. But I'm doing it now, see, like from standing position, and now I can own it. So I don't know if it makes sense to you, like you somehow have to claim this first, and then you will be able to integrate this. However, the fear of criticism, I don't feel like I should be integrating it. Like, I don't want that sourness in me. I don't want, it just feels like I just have to let all the sourness and leave it alone, you know? Like, I don't feel like integrating that. But this year, yes. Like, this year feels, you know, loving in a way if I do that. Loving to myself and also loving to and being kind to others. I think it feels good. But remember, like, you have to first claim the result. You have to go for it despite these. Like, you have to, you know, ignore them, claim this, and then you will be able to integrate it. And that one, just leave it in the toilet, that one. Just let it go. How does it make any sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense because my desire was to live in comfort and joy and safety, and the awareness of having all of those things and the appreciation of having all of those things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And right now, specifically, all the people around me seem to be stressing the places where they're impoverished. And it's like, I want to help them all. I love them all. And I can't take care of everybody.
No, you cannot. Like, you first have to get yourself here. You have to focus on it first. And then you will be able to integrate that. But yeah, go for the result first. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Very interesting. I never know when I come up with this, what shows up. Hello. Hello, my king. How are you, Stefan? Or how is it, Stephen, Stefan? Do I always like mess it up? Oh, we are playing catch with that. You do it.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. It's Stefan.
Stefan, okay. How are you, my dear?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm great. Like, releasing diarrhea, all that stuff, fears.
I understand that. Been going through the same thing.
Let me mix them up. Okay. Did you get the drill? Stefan, did you get the drill? So you choose one for yourself and one for the outcome you want. Pick a color for yourself.
Do you have dark green?
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
For me.
Okay. Okay.
And let's go with orange for the outcome.
Orange for the outcome. Okay. So, you know what's interesting? I wanted to put it down on the floor. It doesn't want to be on the floor. It wants to be like raised, like on a throne or something. So I will put it there. Interesting. somewhere here, I think. Okay, let me see. Yeah, my heart feels a little bit of this, and now again it's going into my belly. Okay, so there's something here a little bit. I feel also a little bit between my shoulder blades, like in my back. Oh, no, it's the neck too. Okay. Oh. So there's something with the first one. Oh, to the point like I want to close my eyes and I want to lie down.
I've been feeling that way for a while.
Wow. So let me just see if it's that or just in general. So it started with the first one, now the headache too. Oh, let me see. No, this one is fine. This one is fine. And this one I felt at the beginning a little bit too. So there's.
That's what I was sensing as well. I was like, third from your right.
Yeah, there's a little bit something, but this one is like more on the way out to, you know, like it's already like coming. In this one, maybe there is a little bit of knotting now, like, you know, like constricting here in the power center. So let me go with the first one. That's the strongest. Oh gosh. Yeah, this one wants to knock me out. But you know, because I'm going on the floor, like very often when people have the knee on the floor like that, there may be some loyalty to someone else, you know. Let's see where it takes us. Oh. Blah. So nauseous. Oh. So, wow. Honestly, like I feel like a pregnant woman that is throwing up because of the pregnancy. Are you aware of any ancestor that had like very difficult pregnancy, maybe died during pregnancy or something like that?
I haven't seen any of my past lives that has anything of that, nor in this lifetime.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's more based off of me birthing a new creation that wants to be birthed, but I feel so sick about birthing it.
Yeah, but see, there seems to be, that's very possible, and the possibility while it's like that is because an ancestor or someone is calling for attention to be acknowledged for some very like difficult pregnancy that probably cost them their life. Let me see if I stand on that. Yeah, I have to, so I'm just going to test it. I'm going to put a different green for the possibility that it's someone else, so that we can see them and acknowledge them. How does that feel when I put this one out? Do you feel anything in your body?
I feel that my energy has just been split into two.
Mm. Okay. Let's see. So I'm bringing this here to you. Should we look what it is? Let's look. It's fear of ill well-being.
Could that possibly be what I'm going through at the moment?
Yeah, it could be. It's well, it's both, right? It's both. Are you going through some well-being problems, like some health issues?
Yes. At this time, I've been worrying a lot about it. Um,
Yeah. Okay. Let me just try something out. Let me just try something out. So I'm going through this right now. I'm going through a difficult situation right now, and I'm worried about my well-being. And I'm saying it to that person. Whoever it is, could be your part, your own part, or someone from your ancestry, someone from your past life. So they look at you and they see you, and it literally, like, it does feel like you hold your baby. Like, it's like that fear of ill well-being, it's connected to your creation, just as you were saying, So this ancestor kind of like sees you, that you hold your creation, and that you are now dealing with the fear of ill well-being.
so I'm wondering if that ancestor or that soul is the original soul of this body.
Oh, wow.
Because I am a walk-in.
Oh, okay.
And you remember my car accident? We told you about my car accident in 2009. That's when the original soul of this body left, and that's when I came in.
Huh. Okay, let me see. Let me see.
And the ill well-being is connected to the HIV that I contracted in this lifetime.
Um, I'm not getting the connection with the walking, or at least I'm not being able to clarify that.
Okay.
But it could be, but I'm only getting the movement that wants to happen, which is there's some kind of ownership that this person or soul or whatever, that the fear of ill well-being or and having the ill well-being. It's connected to someone from the ancestry. This someone, this soul. And so I will just go with the movement for now and see what happens. So I want to hug you and hold you. So I'm hugging and holding you. But also I want to take this and I want to show you that this actually belongs to me. That you took it on from me because I think that I died either like in pregnancy or because of some disease, like I just went very fast. And this is mine, and somehow you took it on. It feels that, because for some reason I was not acknowledged or not seen by anyone. I think it's more of an ancestor. It's an ancestor. So either people were not dealing with my death, or it was too painful, especially if it was a pregnant woman with a baby and they both died. Like, it's often very, very painful for the family, and it's very difficult for them to deal with it. And so then it's suppressed, and then, you know, like a new like sensitive soul comes in the system, and they will start taking it on. So I want you to know that this is mine, it's not yours. And I want to call the family and the ancestry. Oh, my belly hurts. I want to call in the ancestry, and I want them to see me and to see you. So I want them to acknowledge us. So I'm inviting them here. I want them to see me before I go, because I'm kind of like already like taking it, owning this, and I want to leave. But before that, I want the ancestry acknowledge that this is not yours, that you are free. I want them all to see you as free of this one. This one is mine. And I want to thank you for having held it for me. But it's really mine, and I'm very happy to have it back. I actually want to cry because this was the last thing I needed it in order to be able to transition. I want to thank you for that. I want to bow to you. And my eyes are already closed. I need to go. I want to be released. And so imagine all those ancestors standing there as this one is on the way out. And I'm just going to light something here. I will call Archangel Michael to help this soul get released. Let me just light something really quick. How do you feel? Do you feel any shift in your body?
I feel a stabilization happening,
Okay.
kind of like a grounding that I've never felt before. I also feel an irritation coming up to be released.
Nice.
A deep-rooted anger coming up to release.
Okay. So they're the ancestors. We will keep them here as a support for the rest of this. So now we can look at the other ones too. Okay. It's interesting because now when that soul took their fear of ill well-being, and they actually own their ill being, they own their ill well-being. Now I feel that the fear can be here now, and I'm totally fine with it. It's not affecting me. It can be, I'm over it now, so I can bring that back in. You know what, let me bring a new one. So I will just write a new one. Oh, I can actually just, I even feel like just to kiss it and and I feel complete with that. It's very nice. Let me see. So now I want to go here where we felt something before. It's kind of like, now it's between the two, like it's both of them somehow. Or it's all three somehow. Poverty, fear of losing love, and fear of death. Okay. So let's look at these. The first one, the fear of death. I just want to acknowledge it. It's not that I am afraid of death, but I do find it powerful. Like I do find death like significant. Where did I lose my tool? I feel death as a significant. I see death as a transcendental event, and I somehow, I'm not afraid of it, but it kind of like I want to be prepared for it, or I know like how significant it is to die properly, kind of like die prepared or die knowing with awareness, or knowingly kind of like move through it with awareness. Is that right? Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I'm not afraid of death, like you said. Um, More like I'm afraid of the transition that I'm going through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. The transition, yeah, like the significance of how well one transitions. That is important. And it's more like yeah, it's not fear at all. It's like more like knowing the importance of it, and there's commitment to be present with that and to be as aware as
I'm
possible.
kind of a perfectionist when it comes to my work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to transition if it's not perfect. If it's not perfect, then I don't want to transition just
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah. Okay. It's interesting. It's also interesting that they're kind of like together, you know, like I see them, they go together. So I want to try to figure out why are they connected like that.
Probably because I don't want to transition yet because I haven't found the one for me, which is why the fear of losing love,
Love.
because
Totally.
I might lose.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Because it's like, how can I transition if I haven't done everything I was supposed to? And that is part of it. Like finding the love is part of it. So yeah, I am not ready. We are not going there because that needs to be still integrated. The fear of poverty here is also not so much like a fear. It's more like interference a little bit. I'm not afraid of poverty, but it's poverty can interfere with me going through the perfection, like putting all my attention to the perfection, to finding the love, and you know, like getting all the pieces. And so somehow I'm not in poverty right now. I'm kind of like, like you are not going to be messing with my commitment and my focus here. So
Hmm.
there's a little bit of, yeah, I'm building up a little bit of anger, a little bit of blame of the poverty too. Whew, okay.
I strongly feel that.
Yeah, so let me look at that. Yeah, so again, like here I feel, you know, like all this is like, whoa. Okay. And I'm looking at that. This is, you know, similar what we had before, where you have to, you know, just go, no more, no more. I have to focus here. No more distraction with this. No more interference. I'm done with this one. And I want to say, I see you, and I do not want to interact with you. I have work to do right here. So you have to stay out. I'm telling that to the poverty, by the way. And I'm also like, when it stays out of my realm, I have compassion and I see it and I can be loving. It's interesting. Like when I put it here, behind the boundary, I feel like I love you and I can come to you and I can be compassionate and loving and giving and generous and all that. But then you stay here because I have work to do. I have work to do. I have focus. on this. This doesn't mean that you are dying, my friend, but it means that this is your research. This is something where you're powerful and where you can bring like huge breakthroughs through your process for others as well. And for your soul, like it seems like this is a deep commitment that you have here. And so that is a distraction. So everything love, everything transition, understanding the soul's evolution and transition, that's your work here. When I say that, I can claim this. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the poverty, but it's a distraction. And I just have to know to keep it out there and keep my focus on this. And this focus doesn't require money, by the way. So if I'm poor or if I'm rich, it doesn't, doesn't require money if I focus on this. I will have breakthroughs. I will find breakthroughs in my health as well. And I will find breakthrough in my love if I stay committed to this. And that needs to stay outside of my occupation. It's not my job to be figuring that out. But this year, yes. Does it make sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense, and I strongly agree with everything that you just said.
Okay, that's really good. I'm happy to hear that. So this is yours to take care of, and you can have it. See, I don't know what you wanted the outcome to be, but this way you can have it if you stay focused. Yeah. So I would like to leave this one here. Good.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see, Vera was there too. Vera, would you like to do one? I don't hear you.
Thank you, Clara.
You're so welcome, Stephen. So welcome.
You don't hear me still?
Oh, now I hear you.
Oh, good. Okay. Yes, I'm interested. A lot of clearing has been coming up since last week, kind of runs and stuff. So yes, we are in a big, huge
Awesome.
opportunity to dump a lot down the
Yes. Dump it. Just a moment. I will take this one out.
That was a beautiful word, by the way. I think that should help students quite a bit.
Oh, wow. Thank you. It's a new creative test. It seems to be going well. Okay, let me put these down.
And what a good day you picked for this. I really like it, the elections.
Elect what you really want, yeah.
People are getting dizzy because they're almost dying of fear of getting a Hitler, apparently. And that's so funny because each party really, I always see them dressed in Hitler clothes. It's that strong leadership or, the total control.
Yeah. So let's see, my dear. What would you like? Do you have the outcome? Choose a color. Choose a color for yourself.
Okay. Yeah, the purple, but I'm almost thinking, the one on the top. Yeah.
That's for you?
Yes, please.
Okay. I just want to neutralize them. Okay, and the outcome?
And I think I'll go along with the orange. It seems to be a favorite color today.
Okay, orange outcome. There we go.
And I wrote in orange pen, claiming being a chicken.
What?
Well, chickens are all over my body. Like my trainer calls them chickens. They're kind of like a feel energy balls. And you were saying that we need to claim something before, right? We can transform it. So I'm fully claiming being a chicken. So
okay, perfect. Let's claim the chickens. Very good. Now, do you have the outcome beyond that outcome? Like, once
yeah.
you work, what would you like to get? What would you like to see in your reality?
Well, when the chickens are released, it's almost immeasurable what can happen.
Okay.
So I think that I see a blank canvas. It's just
Okay.
I'll be able to do whatever I choose to do if there's nothing in my way.
Yeah, awesome. Can I put a blank canvas there?
Yeah, creation with law of creation, though.
Okay.
Creating together with law of creation. Blank canvas is nice, actually.
Awesome. Okay. So for you, I'm shaking from my knees down. This is calm. It's just from the knees down. So it feels like I'm releasing trauma. Somewhere here. Maybe that one. Let me see. Yeah, it's here. So even though like it started just at my legs, but now this one is even going higher to my neck. Feels like, oh my gosh. Just like when you have shock and you collapse. Some kind of trauma here connected to that. Let me just check the other ones. Wow. No, those feel fine, but I do feel like for all of them, I feel like, the trauma needs to be released. Like for them, I feel it just here, but the trauma is really connected to this one. So it just feels I have to release it. So, okay, I'm going to uncover it, what it is. Oh. Fear of criticism.
I knew it.
Oh, really?
Well, because I'm just so embedded in my human design, that's where it would be first. I'm very sensitive. I have the gate of sensitivity, and I have the 1020 speaking from the soul, and people like that should never be criticized. They should never be hit, which I was. there was a lot of trauma that my mom had done to me.
Yeah, so that, I think that trauma needs to be released, you know? So let me see if we can do that together too. Yeah, it's just like the shock, the overwhelm, it's like similar like when a car hits you, you know, like it's similar. The level of that trauma for you, it's like a car hits you, you know, so it just like totally like blows your fuses, and so it needs to go through the body. It needs to go through my body. I'm getting tired now, so you know, like I'm getting from the agitated, you know, like when you're in the shock, now into the tired.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if you go to sleep now in the middle of the day.
Mhm.
That's how I feel. Okay, so I'm releasing. So I feel like all the blame and shame going, and it's not just from one person, but like I'm taking it on from everywhere. Like there's a lot of it just coming towards me or feeling like that.
Yeah, it's a fear of people, period. It just got me to fear of people and killing the messenger because they don't like what I have to say. And I provoke. What can I say?
So you're getting, you know, like I'm sleepy and my eyes are watering, but I'm also sweating under my armpits now. It's just like, it's similar, like, you know, like the sourness was coming in the previous one. So
Yeah.
like all the like toxicity in the sweat and in the tears, like
Yeah.
are coming out. Sorry. So it just feels like from you, yeah, it's sourness, but it's more like toxic too. It needs to go out. So toxic metals, you know, any kind of toxicity, like yeah, any kind of like colors or you know, like paint and heavy metals and all kind of things like MSG and all that kind of stuff. Like it's coming out now. It's coming out. It's coming through the sweat. It's coming through the tears. Wow. It's interesting. So detox would be so good, you know? Detox. Salt bath or Epsom salt. Or something to take out, like even more, like put some like oils maybe. Like cilantro, parsley, like they take out a lot of like heavy metals.
Which does?
Like parsley
Oh, parsley. Okay, yeah. Okay.
parsley and cilantro.
Okay, yeah. I love that. I buy that quite a bit. Mm-hmm.
Those are good. Like they take the heavy metals out. Also, like you know, the spirulina and chlorella.
Yeah, got that.
So that kind of stuff feels good. Like take it out, take it out, take it out, take it out.
Yeah, I do have a difficulty processing toxicity, that's for sure.
Yeah, like it needs to get out. It needs to get out.
Yeah.
But so we are doing some of it energetically now, so I wonder if it will kickstart. Get it out. Get it out. know why the paint. Oh, you were painting recently.
Yes, we were.
So I'm feeling the pain needs to be detoxed. I don't know.
Okay.
Do you have like a infrared sauna?
I wish I had.
That's
But
very, very good for things like plastic and paint.
okay.
Yeah.
But there's one not too far that I've used
Yeah,
over the
maybe you
years.
could
Yeah.
do that, you know, because
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting. It's like the sweat, the toxicity.
And and the foot baths, those are really lovely too.
Yeah, because I think that somehow the trauma, you know, knocked your fuses and you were so open, you know, you kind of like absorbed a lot of, well, toxicity, you know, in form of people blaming, shaming, intimidating, but with that, you absorb the environmental toxicity and you need to get out. You need to get out.
Yeah. Over the years, I've been doing a lot of detoxing, but it has to be kept up, I guess. And there is something kind of like preventing it to come out too. So I'm working on being able to. Yeah. Awesome.
Well, you know, the fear of criticism could be part of that. So now we are going to integrate. You're going to.
Well, you know, I'm the messenger, and so the people like to kill the messenger, right? So it's, being in that position, it's.
Yes, you get the arrows at you.
Yeah.
You totally. Yeah. That. Yes. So as the arrows are coming in, let's just let them drop there instead. You know, you don't have to take it all in, absorb it all in. I think you need to learn, because probably as a child, you know, because out of love, you absorb it. Because there's two things, like you're a child, you're this individual, but you're also this child who is kind of like indebted to the family and loves them unconditionally, right? So there's two, like you are willing to take everything from them, everything, because you took life from them, you know, like if you want to have a full life, you need to be able to do that.
Yeah, there seems to be I'm becoming aware of this mechanism that I would take it on and think that there's something wrong with me. So when recently I was rejected for sharing my own experience, thinking that I'm doing I don't know why she thought I wasn't worth it to even share my experience with her, then I would think, oh, what's wrong with me? But when I inquired, it was the other person excluding people. So I think that opened ability to start releasing and letting it go. So I think it's that mechanism, you know, where it's kind of like, oh, I you know, if I'm not able to release the toxins, it's because, oh, it stops with me. You know, I'm taking this on. I'm not letting it pass through me.
Yes.
So I'm becoming aware of it as you're working.
Yes. So as a child, we do it unconsciously, and then so it becomes a habit, right? Like energetic, how we interact with the energies. It's unconscious. And now, you know, as we are doing this, like start becoming more conscious, like it's not yours. So people will be throwing arrows. You don't need to pick them up and stab them into yourself, right? You can let them fall right there. You can say, okay, arrows coming. Okay, I open the portal for the arrows to go there. It's not mine to take on.
Yeah,
and
their fear.
There isn't from your family any longer. So you need to be able to differentiate. I took life with everything that it cost you and everything that's costing me.
And there's the other habit, if we don't take it on, we have a tendency to throw it back. So I'm becoming aware of, I don't need to do that either.
No. Yeah, let it go into the hole. Yes.
Yeah, don't take the arrows and throw them back. That's not what is it about either.
Yes. So it's in my opinion, it's okay to let it go to the earth, because I believe that earth is much more powerful. And I believe that she's getting the information from that And then she knows how she can transform to help us, all be transforming. She knows how to transform because she's getting all that feedback. So
Yeah.
step out of the way and let it go there. Like really, like this visualization is very, very important that you adopt it and you are like very comfortable automatically doing it every time.
Yeah.
So
Take the arrows and throw them down.
Let Earth take it in because Earth is getting information from that, what is going on with humanity. And then she can work with us. She can also, help the transformation of the collective, because this is a collective issue. This, like throwing arrows, is a collective issue. It's not personal at all. It's just like, like you look like someone who likes to absorb it, so people start throwing it, So when you decide, like, I'm no longer the absorber, the child that will take everything from everyone out of love, I'm now adult, I own my life, I appreciate my life, I want to protect my life, it's precious, I want to live it out fully, and all the garbage is welcome to go there, and I can see it, I learn from it, I'm an active observer of that, but I don't have to interact it, and the last thing to do is to pick it up and stab it in, leave it there.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's really, 99% of the fear of criticism that I am carrying right now is other people's fear of criticism and criticism. Habit of criticism and fear of criticism.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So again,
totally. Yeah.
that.
Because the fear is just sitting there, whether the criticism is happening or not. It's the past memory. Totally.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
You bring this out and you are okay that is part of being humans, we have that. But I'm claiming, clean territory.
Yeah.
I can see it, it's around me. I do not have to let it in here. It can all stay out there. It's fine. It can be closed, it's all right. I'm claiming clear territory. And in order to do that, I have to release those toxins. It needs to go out so that this can be clean. And so then, there you get your clean slate, Okay, let me see if I got all the chickens. That was a big one.
Mm-hmm.
These ones are really minuscule, they will just go when that big dump starts of that one, this will just go. They're like a little bit just in the feet. It is just, you will ground as that one starts dumping. These will go as well, and they will. Let me see. They're a little bit, each of them is a little bit in my knees. Maybe this one makes me now, I feel my, what is this part called, this muscle here?
Calf.
The calves are sore here.
And, my trainer does incredible work releasing these energies. And yeah, believe me, there's a lot of stuff in there.
Great. So here's fear of death. Okay, so that's a little bit, it's making these parts sore.
Fear of death?
Yeah, fear of death. It's not here, but it makes me, like there is some kind of like unconscious, like consciously I don't think you have that. But there's maybe something hanging, from others again. So I feel like I'm getting this and I'm like, this is not mine.
Mm-hmm.
Again, taking on from others. Again, I need to make sure that it does not infiltrate me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the same thing, like stuff people are afraid to leave because they haven't done things. They The completion, fear of completion. Totally, I can relate to that.
Yep. Yep. Clean slate. Once all of these are kind of like recognized as collective, and you know, whenever I deal with them, I detox, and I just leave them outside of my personal space. I do not need to. I don't need to absorb the collective, and then I can have my clean slate. So I am the guardian of my clean slate, right? Recognizing that these are collective, it will be thrown onto me like arrows, and because I used to absorb all the toxicity from my family when I was still an innocent, loving child. Now, as an adult, I'm still loving, but I know to keep my space clear now. So, because that way I can be a pillar for others to lean onto. And so then, when I'm a strong pillar, the arrows come and they fall off because they cannot pierce the strong pillar. But it's my job to consciously cleanse, like kind of like make sure that my pillar is not eroded with other people's corrosive sourness.
Beautiful. That feels nice.
Yeah, I feel like more and more stable and
In the space, in my own space, yeah. Making that.
impenetrable now.
Cool, beautiful. Thank you, Clara.
So I'm kind of like, oh, even if someone dares to throw their arrow, it just, you know, jumps off like a bulletproof pillar. All right. This was a good one, I think, for everyone to the end. Thank you
I hope so. Thank you. Yeah. Awesome.
for that.
And it seems like Sharon is on now. She's late.
Okay, let me go in. Oh, yes.
And I do have to run, so I'll
Alrighty. Go
say
ahead, my
goodbye,
dear. Good job.
And
Thank
I'll-
you so much for your contribution.
and I'll see what Sharon has to do later. All right,
Yeah.
bye.
All right, bye-bye. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Karen, you made it?
I just made it. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to, but here I am.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, thank you.
To let you know what we did today, we are looking at the fears, of the common fears that can keep us from achieving whatever we are working on or desiring. And each one looked very different. So
I did read your description on Facebook, so I know.
great. Yeah, so
Perfect.
each one looks different. We picked a color for ourselves and color for a result that we would like by confronting or, you know, like moving through these fears. And then I look at them and I don't know which one is which one. And wherever I have the strongest reaction, we kind of step into the representation and let it evolve however it likes to evolve. So let me remove this. I do need to clear the space out a little bit. So you have a little moment to decide on your intention of the results that you would like to achieve through this.
Thank you.
with the help of this. I will just smudge a little bit, as we have done quite a bit already, and I want that to interfere. All right, this should work. Alrighty done. Okay, so pick a color for yourself.
I will be teal or turquoise.
Okay. And a color for the outcome.
The royal blue, dark blue.
This one.
Perfect.
Okay, so you have your intention, okay? You know your result. Let's start. Not very fearful. I'm very calm. I don't feel fearful, but it's interesting that I feel love for this one. It's like, do you think you already transformed most of your fears?
I was just going to comment. That's interesting because my body is trembling.
It is? Wow. I don't feel it at all. So let me see, like, I just want to love on that one. So let me see what that means.
I think that I'm releasing a lot of trauma.
Uh-huh.
So that could.
Yeah, fear of death. So I want to love on this one because it's, for me, it's not fear of death, but there is some person here that I want to acknowledge, someone who passed that I love, or I loved. I don't know who that is, but I want to invite them for a moment and just to be with them for a moment. Feels like a woman. Do you have any idea? Does anyone come to your mind?
Not yet.
Okay, a woman that passed, and you feel like inviting her.
Oh, I have a person just came to mind. A friend from, maybe she would have passed, say, 12, 13 years ago. She was a short-term friend. That's why perhaps I didn't think of her, but it was one of the, I remember when I met her, I said that, if she had been a man, I would have felt that I was in love with him right from the first.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And so we had a friendship for a couple of years, and then she passed.
Yeah. Yeah, all I feel is like just love, like really beautiful, a little bit of sadness too, a little bit, but the love is stronger. And so I don't know why she shows up when I look at the fear of death, because I don't feel the fear of death, but kind of like knowing that I have a very good friend on the other side feels even better, you know? I don't know, I'm touched by that. I am really, I am, I just want to acknowledge them, you know, that they showed up, and I want to acknowledge that they are there, like somehow, like it doesn't, like I know they are dead, but or she's dead, but it doesn't feel like that. Like she's in my heart, and thanks to that she's in my heart, my transition would be very uneventful. You know, like it wouldn't be frightening, none of that. I feel that I can see my transition thanks to this person going first. I can see it as loving and very, very natural. And I'm impressed, actually. I am moved by saying that. I had some tears coming out, and a lot of gratefulness and appreciation.
She was one of my first spiritual friends, and a few times over the years when I have been involved in visualizations, for example, where they suggested that we invite in a person we knew who was now on the other side. I used to choose her.
Yeah, she's here.
That feels like a distant memory. So maybe we have a connection.
Yeah, she definitely holds you. Like I feel like she even holds you, you know, like she's there for you. She's definitely there for you. She's
Perfect.
protective, beautiful, loving angel for you. In a way, you know, loving being, loving partner. Wow. So I'm taking it in. That's all none of these trigger me, dear.
Well, that's just amazing.
No, like, I think like if you have a friend like this in a way, I don't know, like if you are so in peace with death, like all these are like so insignificant. And so I, you know, like I do not deny that they are there, and maybe I even feel them, you know, like shortly or something, but it's not, you know, like it doesn't get stuck, and it kind of like, I may feel it a little bit and then I move on, you know, I don't dwell on them. So they're not in my way at all. And like knowing that I'm loved like this, and no matter, even if I die, you know, like it doesn't change, like if I'm here or I die, like I'm constantly enveloped in love, in this beautiful love and support. There's nothing to be afraid of. Like everything is just like things that one can still experience, enjoy, learn from, observe. Doesn't trigger me at all. So I want to step into this, like, and I'm stepping into love.
Wonderful.
I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this. So interesting. And I want to stretch out my hands. So was your result like partnership or something? No?
Pardon?
Was the result that you wanted, was it connected to partnership or something like that?
Well, yes, I remember my dreams that I had. I shared on the other group about the house man, and he said, yeah. So partnership is my goal, but I'm not 100% clear about the partnership, my definition of partnership. Like I'm still. I still believe that we all need to do our internal partnership first, and then. And it's interesting when at the beginning when we were talking about I said my body is shaking, and you said, well, I'm not getting any reaction from any of these. I had a dream vision before my house man thing, and it said internal landscape, and it was clear and beautiful, but at the time in my life, all this turmoil was happening on the outside, and so I thought that it said to me that I have made my partnership on the inside, and it's now just pushing the guck out.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
that's how it feels like. I feel so loved that there's like no neediness, but I have like this beautiful smile and this like readiness for partnership, and I'm taking his hands, or I don't know if it's he or it feels like him. So I'm taking his hands, I'm just smiling, and there's like, I am so grounded in this space. It doesn't feel like I have to go towards him or anything, but I do take his hands. And I feel so loved to begin with.
Oh, now I'm crying.
I feel so loved to begin with. So, and then I'm taking his hands and I'm looking in his eyes. And so let me look at that, and the partnership, or yeah, well, it wants to kind of like merge with you. So I wonder, it may be like the inner, that you wanted first. It's definitely there. It's inside. You can have it outside. It's like you are ready, like you are so loving to yourself, and when you feel that you're so loved, it's like a magnet, right? But you also, because you love yourself so much, you also know whose hands to pick, and you also know to let go of them if it doesn't serve, and it's not going to change how loved you are.
Finally, I'm knowing that it wasn't true in the first few decades of my life, which may explain the rubble that I'm standing in. Yeah, perfect.
This is good. Yeah, you can take anyone's hands for a while if you like. You can let go of them. You can keep them. Yeah, very good.
Well,
This inner, like knowing, like you are so loved. You're so loved. If you are alive, if you die, you're so loved. So good. This is good to have, my dear. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. These are just like for you. Like there was one person before, she was like, for her it was like, I can ride these beasts, like I know how to ride these beasts. For you, it's more like, these are my flowers. It's like, oh, these are just my flowers. So it's very
been there, done that. Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Love it. Well, thank you. And
well, thank you.
Showed up. Hey, Rita, what did you want to say?
I just saying thank you, Sharon.
So sweet, huh?
Just like, oh, I want this too. Sounds great.
The grand finale.
Yes, you're the grand finale because each one of today's mini constellations had something for me, and they kind of all went progressive, and yours was like the culmination that said, oh well, yeah.
And that's why she just showed up for the end, you know?
Yeah.
I
She
didn't have to
didn't
go
need
through
all
all
the
the
garbage
drama.
before.
I've been at this for a long time, ladies.
Good.
And I've only been at it since maybe 2012. I started looking at things. Until then, I was completely shut down and oblivious, trying to make my way through a cruel, cruel world.
Yeah, I think mine started like 2008. Yeah. Awesome. All right, ladies. So this completes today's session. Unfortunately, it didn't go on live for whatever reason today. So I will prepare the recording and post it so you can watch it. All right?
Thank you.
All
Okay,
right.
take it
Love
easy.
you. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone who showed up, and hope it serves many who watch this.